everybody. Welcome to Midweek this week. Yes, I put a tie on just for you. Well, actually, I did a funeral today and a graveside. In fact, this has been a weekend. I've had a couple of funerals, couple of gravesides, one wedding. And so I thought this week, midweek, we're not going to give you programmatic things. I'll give you a few announcements, but I just want to reflect on some of the things that I observed over this weekend in these funerals. Before we get to that, let me first address this weekend. We're going to be gathering together again, whether it be streaming or live, and it's going to be our last weekend in the separate locations. This is the time where, again, we're going to be sharing in communion and just kind of celebrating what God has done in this last year, how He has seen us through and led us through, kind of as those questions of what has been your rock. So this week, 9 o'clock, 10:45 on the Sunday morning. We'll be in the two different locations, same time Saturday night. But again, if you have an opportunity, go ahead and especially for those of you who are streaming, send us a little note. To the question is, what have you been pleasantly surprised by this last year? And maybe another question that could be similar is, what has been your rock? What are those things? Where have you seen God work? How has He gotten you through this last year, just in all of the adjustments? And how did God bless you through this year? Might be the fact that you joined a new small group like Carrie and I hosted at our house. And wow, the relationships have been so good. So share those with us this weekend. We're going to be together, and you are going to be a large part of the service. So prepare for that, and I can't wait to hear you. Now, back to the funeral. These funerals have been wonderful. They've all been believers. And I've just got 5 things I want to share from you that I kind of reflected over these different places. One is these folks all invested in things that are eternal. I was really struck by how relational these people were, and their investment in people, their care of people, looking towards the future. They invested in eternal things, and that means that their life was never a waste. Number 2, I was really struck. Never give up on your family. Always love them and celebrate them. I was up at I can't even pronounce it. It's up in Washington. It's Iloquois, and it was a cemetery, long-standing history. And I was so struck by family members that drove hundreds of miles just to honor this one brother. And I thought, this is rare. Sometimes people won't even drive across town for a funeral. And some of these folks drove hundreds of miles. And the reason is because it was family. And I was struck in the multiple situations this week how important family continues to be to all of us, and invest in it. I know for some of you, your family's kind of hard. Keep loving them. Keep loving them. It's worth it. It matters. A third one that kind of struck me is enjoy the moments. This is something probably for me, and maybe you can listen. I tend to be a person that's kind of vision-oriented, looking to the future, planning. I was talking about, retirement the other day to somebody, and I don't even plan on retiring for 30 more years. I can't. But I was always looking ahead. And one of the problems is when you look ahead so much, sometimes you miss the moments. And these folks that were sharing, each had moments with this person. And those moments were cherished. And I thought, it's a great reminder to me. Enjoy the moments of every day. I said a couple of weeks ago, don't live to get through COVID. Enjoy these moments. Sometimes they're hard, sometimes they're challenging, but please don't put your life on hold until we get back to normal, whatever that one is. I think another one is, don't allow the hard times to define you. I listened in multiples of these funerals, and each of these people at time had really challenging moments. But that's not what defined them, and that's not what defined the services. What defined the services was their character. What defined the services was their values. And it just reminded me, it's like, you know what? Those hard moments that we go through, they feel like they're going to overwhelm you, like they're going to be victorious. They're not. They never are. You're going to get through this. I was reminded of that again this weekend. Lastly, the things that I reflected on through these funerals is look forward to heaven. Oh, man. I was just at a graveside today and just reminded of the reality of heaven. And when you have somebody there that you love, heaven becomes even more of kind of this presence in your mind and your thinking. And that's the hope we have of the resurrection. So my weekend and week has been taken with a lot of just glorious reminders of what I would call as really important things. And when we focus on those things, remember that old song, turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim. Yeah, I'm never going to get tired of singing that song, because when you focus on eternal things, upon Christ, the things of earth grow strangely dim. Well, hope you're encouraged by this. I was encouraged to be a part of some really, really godly services, honoring some really wonderful people. We're going to miss them, but I get to see them again in heaven, and for that, I look forward. God bless you. Hope you have a great week. Can't wait to see you all this weekend. And remember, the following week, it's Envision Week, and we have got some stories that are going to make you so unbelievably thankful that you follow Jesus and are involved in a community of believers where miraculous things happen. It's going to be delightful. God bless you. See you soon.